So you go quiet, they step forward, but what would happen if you actually disappeared? And the only reason I'm saying that is because I know I said that you go quiet, then they, step forward. But them stepping forward doesn't necessarily mean that they're giving you what you want. They're not giving you any kind of indication relating to, this, and I will say relationship because that's the word that's coming forward. This relationship, this connection, they're kind of sitting in limbo. It's kind of like the energy I'm picking up is that they want you around. They want things to be the way they find it comfortable, but they don't necessarily want the burden of it. Ooh, that sounds like such a heavy word. So let's look into what this really is about. And I think, what the card was saying with regards to what would happen if you disappeared. Disappearing doesn't mean that, you move to another country or, that level of disappear. Disappear just basically means you get on with your life. You stop chasing them. You stop holding to that attachment. You stop feeding their behavior because they've always seen you. You're there for them. You're available in the sense that they feel that if they called, you would pick up. If they showed up, you would be, there for them, that kind of thing. So it's changing all of that. Now, if you were to disappear, and I really kind of love this because even though I'm laughing because it's a Five of Cups, and the Five of Cups is showing that it's a woman, chasing the person of interest, but actually it's the other way around. This is your person of interest chasing you because you're the angel. I actually love it because again, and as you know, I've been a reader for over 2 decades, coming up to 3. But I keep on seeing these cards in so many different ways every time I do a reading. And this particular one is basically showing me, as I said, that this is your person of interest, realizing what life is like without you, and realizing all of the abundance and the beauty and everything else that you brought to the table